Okay, we're out here in the country. We did a job down here a couple years back and installed a dual fuel package unit, and it's obviously set up to run heat pump 40 degrees and above, and gas 39 degrees and below. So the gas is not firing. I don't know if they let the propane tank run out and needs to be bled or what. Bumpy road here, but likely what happened, the same old thing our Trane package units do with the condensation building up rust, clogging up the little vacuum port for the pressure switch. But we're going to look at that, maybe bleed the air out of the line, ask them if they ran out of propane, see what happened, and try to get them some heat. And it was a friend of a friend, actually a friend of my son's, or I wouldn't have come way down here and done it. But let's go see if we can straighten it out. Okay, we're at the house here. Pretty nice driveway. Little piece of land up off the beaten path. They got a nice little building out back there, so I do recognize all this. I remember coming down here and helping the boys out when they did the job. There's the propane tank. Let's go see what we got. Okay, sounds like the heat pump is running right now, because it is definitely above 40 degrees. With the tank being right there, I mean, that's 10, 11 feet away, so I doubt it's got air in the line. Should be able to fire off. I'm going to open up and look. And that's weird. It comes out of the ground right there on that side and runs under the flashing. So we're going to open it up and see if the gas will fire. I bet we know what it is. So what I'm going to do, I don't see no reason to disturb the heat pump or the dual fuel setup. I just got it open here, and I'm going to add that to the circuit and see if it'll fire up. But first I'm going to go ahead and pull this off and check that little port up there and see if it's ugly. Take one of these real small Allen wrenches and poke up in there, and I bet you that's it. So let's take a look. Alright, I got the hose pulled off. You can see that ugly red looking stuff right there. This daggum drip right here is pestering me to death. So let's take one of these real small Allens and stick it up in there. Okay, so I poked it in and out pretty good. You can see that it's rusty looking but clear. So let's take our trusty jumper wire here. So we may want to hook this hose back up. And Let's see if we add the burner to the mix. Wire that. And there's our natural gas jets that we left in there when we converted it. There she goes. So looks like they are pretty good, up towards 80% on the tank. And so far, even with a heavy winter, this one tank has been enough to carry them through the full year. And there's a trash bag down there, so I don't have to kneel down in the water. That right there has been a pain. So she's burning. I think we're okay now. I'm just gonna let it burn a second. So we should be good to go at this point. I'm willing to bet that's why it didn't fire up. Go in the house and make sure it works that way. I guess we can flip it to emergency heat, and it will disable the heat pump and go to gas. Hopefully somebody's home here. So let's put the door back on. All right, she's back running. And I can't get a hold of anybody. Nobody's in the house, but pretty sure she'll switch over to gas now. We'll find out on the first cold night, that's for sure. Looks like we discovered something else we need to fix right here with that flopping like that. Rain down in the daggum crawl space. What we need to do is get us an anchor or two right in there. I'll show you what I use for that. Alright, I don't like the insert anchors, but I like these drive pins. I guess you guys have seen these before. You just drill a hole and stick that in the mortar and hammer that in. It spreads out. And for whatever reason, it went into defrost. I don't see any frost on this coil, so our package units must not be demand defrost. They must be on timers. But I heard the gas light up right after it shut off, and then the compressor came on right about the time right after the gas lit, so that's all working correctly. So anyway, let's put a drive pin in the middle here, and maybe a couple of them, and that'll keep this thing from flopping down. It's probably not one of my best guys that did this job a couple years back as far as sheet metal goes. That's not the most beautiful flashing, but it will function, and I'm gonna fix it. Right. Okay, so what I do is I take my step bit, put a little hole in the metal first, then I'm going to change this bit to a mortar bit, the right size for the drive pin. We'll stick it in there. Alright, I used my mortar bit, drilled the hole in the mortar, and now stick the drive pin in like that. And most people would walk back to the truck and get a hammer. I'm going to use what I had. I'm going to drive the pin in tell you right now, that thing's in there. These don't come out easy. And I'm okay over here. But it looks like I might need to add one more. Yep, I'm gonna add one more right there. Probably just one right there and one right there. And I'll run across the top of that with a bead of silicone. So let's get that done right quick. And of course, to get the hole, I just check it with that. I know it'll fit. Then we'll go ahead and put the mortar bit in. So let's get one more over here. Right there. Alright. Got them in there. This is a good little kit to keep. Got markers in case we need them, but keep the step bit, and there's usually several of the mortar bits in there. And these drive pins, I really like them. Once they're in there, they are in there. So I went ahead and added one up on this end. Got the one in the middle we did first, and two down there, and this thing's not going anywhere now. I'm gonna clean this off a little bit and wipe it down, and we're gonna go across the top with a bead of silicone, and we'll get out of here. But everybody needs one of these little drive pin kits. Much better than the cheesy little you know, plastic insert kits that, you know, anchor kits we've mounted disconnects with and stuff for years. These drive pins are tough, and they are really hard to get out. I don't think you could pull those out with a, certainly not going to come out on their own. So let's run a bead across the top of this thing and get out of here. All right, we sealed across the top of it. Couldn't find anything in my truck to wipe it down with, but I did get across the top where it really matters what's going to seal it. So we should be good there. That won't plop down again. Hopefully they didn't sit something on it. But looks like I got a job going behind the installers all the time, doesn't it? All right. Fixed and we're done. Nice place to live down. Probably a 25-30 minute drive for me to get down here. But I guess everybody saw the deal once again, where I go behind my installers and have to tighten something up. We put a lot of pressure on them, and they do a lot of work, and unfortunately there's a few things that fall through the cracks. When you're way out in the country, you might be out of something or not have something, and it ends up getting left. But regardless, I think we're good to go, and hopefully Trane comes out with something to replace those induced draft motors with. I've got a feeling they're not going to do anything about it, and they're going to keep telling us just drill a hole in the bottom of it. But I'm waiting to see a new one, and I have not seen a change made yet. We've got another new gas pack to set Tuesday of next week, so I'm going to be sure to open it up and look at it, see if they've changed anything and what it is they did. And I'll get a couple of those and have them in my truck, and as I get warranty calls, I'll change them when I'm there. And something like that I'll do whether there's a bulletin on it or not, or whether Trane likes it or not. I will warranty the part. And so hopefully we're going to see a new design on the induced draft assembly, and hopefully it will bolt on fit to the older ones. But anyway, let's go to the next one. Thanks for watching.